Alright, game of the day. So, a little bit of a story. I've played a lot of Berserker again, but since the special I showed you before. Mostly good games, some pretty poor games, but something quite particular happened, and that's that I ended up lucking into maybe, I don't know, a lot of primetime queues over a couple of days, where there were a lot of recognizable names, a lot of people who were genuinely good at the game, a lot of people, you know, really strictly adhering to meta and looking for good games. Now, the funny thing is, if you play a build like this, which is not meta, and I've already explained, it's basically outclassed by Hollow in essentially every way. Because Hollow does everything this does, but also has every boon in the game, way more stab uptime, quickness, protection, has, you know, just so much more sturdiness. Because the Path of Fire spec is so much better than the HO2 one. Basically, it just feels really bad playing the build, you know, where you can't really pull your own weight, where you're the guy that's kind of dragging the quality of the queue down for everyone else. So it's turned me quite cold on the build, really. It shouldn't, because the vast majority of the time, those kind of queues aren't going. But they're the best ones. They're the ones you really want to enjoy. So I don't know. I might find something else to play. I keep want to try the most recent balance patch. But I don't know, man. Firebrand is really the only build at the moment that is really face roll meta easy, and also I'm reasonable at, and I can play at those queues. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I do have a lot of games, and I'm going to show you guys over the next day or two some more of this build, and then it might sort of evaporate because, like, as I said, I got a bit cold on it. Now, what you're seeing here, I know it's Coliseum, but today is not a Coliseum game. I just want to show you the opening mid, not anything to do with the build I'm playing, just because I think it will be an interesting insight to some of you guys a little bit newer to PvP, how mid-fighting works when people are kind of a little bit more on the ball and a bit smarter. So, we're going to watch a 4v4 here. We've got our Ellie, that will be a Weaver, picking up close, and what we have in mid is me. I'm a good target for the enemy team. I'm very glassy. I don't have heaps of sustain and whatnot. I have a support Firebrand. I have a Necro. Now, the Necro is a heavy DPS as well that can also be, and this is a Scourge as well, that could be the first target quite comfortably. Any of us, really. And then finally, we have a Druid to sort of shore things up and a little bit, right? So that's our side. And the other side also has heavy hitters plus Firebrand, and while they have a while we have a Druid, they have a Scrapper. You can see the sneak gyro there. So let's see how the opening mid goes, because I think it's really fun. Now, they're all stealth, so I throw the greatsword out just to try and get myself in combat. We all know how important that is for this build. Doesn't seem to go anywhere. I take the greatsword 3 back because I know we might be about to get attacked and get an instant evade. So I've not even been hit yet, but I get to go in combat, and we see that we've been jumped here. Honestly, my positioning here, standing right on the Scourge as we were, isn't favorable to me. Now, I think that's he moved into me more than I moved into him, but we both don't want to get burst. So this is really nice to do a greatsword 3 out. And you can see that they've got a core guard. The core guard's got on the Necro before anything else, but their Scourge has got on me, which now we notice. I've been CC'd by this. Got lots of condies on me. I'm not scared of that, even remotely. Obviously, we got mending to cleanse those when we want. But before I use it, he gives me the other fear. So he's pushed the line really hard now, and I've been bombed hard. This is now terrible, right? Getting that extra fear in there, all the extra torment. So this is really bad, but this is why this was a really fun mid-fight. I've been caught terribly, and I'm going down here. But look at how on me the Firebrand's been. Look at how on me the Scourge is, too. Watch this. And I would have done the same for them. Right, so I just go down. I'm slowed while casting as well. So they get on me. They drop all the counter pressure. They res instantly with transfuse plus Firebrand stuff. Finally, I take the mending, completely cleanse all condies. Got loads of boons on myself. Firebrand stays on me as well, and we turn it around and we start hitting the other guy. We unload all of our rifle damage and blow up the Scourge. We could have rifle butted there before rampaging to clear them up. Now we rampage over the body, and we manage to take this down. But look at where this team fight has actually come to. Mostly dictated through my positioning. My decision to go back up onto my wall. My decision to come back down round over here after I was bombed so hard. This is how the fight was dictated. Meanwhile, the tankier of the players, the Scrapper and the Druid, are up there on the node. I think there's a Druid. It might be a Soul Beast. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, we get the Scourge down. We get the Firebrand down. And now there's a Core Guard, a completely out of position that's down. We can, and we've cleared the meat of the team fight there. And really, it was these two making very aware, decent plays. I don't know whether they were queuing together or what. In general, you don't have to be queuing together to do stuff like that. Let me just be clear. So I proc a full counter, dodge roll. The Scrapper's still up. I just take some haze over him. We kill him with an 11k gunflame. We manage to cleave the other guy's stomp. Even gets this guy's body out. We take a second gunflame. That one didn't crit. He'd be dead otherwise. And we kill him up here with the auto. And then the 100 blades. And yeah, so there you go. That's the opening mid-fight. Now, here's the thing about this game, and I'm not going to show you any more of it. After that, the enemy team just doesn't restabilize at all. And so we just win, basically. We 3-cap them now from this. And it's very unfortunate when you see that, because they do have the potential at mid. They do have the chance to do very well. But they stagger, they don't properly organize. And watch this, watch how they push the line, but we've got some of us watching respawns, making sure none of them cross. Look how the Firebrand's with me here. Yeah? Do you see this? Now that's a Scrapple, which is kind of frustrating. But they can take the 3v3 over there. We can deal with this over here. And, yeah, just basically, once the Scrapper goes down, they really don't find a way to recover. But I just wanted to show you the opening mid and a little bit of what they should really go like when you see people running decent stuff. And, you know, there's well-matched things. All right, so let's get on to the game. So we are on Forest. Forest and Niflhel, pretty good game. It's an interesting one, obviously, because the terrain is just so amazing on this map. The terrain is brilliant, and then the beasts kind of drag it down because nobody knows how to play with them properly. I had some really frustrating games the most recent days because of beasts. I don't want to become one of those stereotypical PvP nerds that keeps whining about newbies don't know how to play with beasts, but I am a little bit like that. So anyway, here I push the line hard because I'm not actually too threatened here. Now, Hollow the fight can swing either way. It's just if they're a very good Hollow and they use the terrain a little bit and they get the range properly, they can win. It can go either way. Anyway, I dragged this guy here, and I'm happy with this, the support being here. To rewind just a tiny minute here, what I actually use is Bull's Rush defensively here. If you watch, he's on the rifle, and we see he's charging up the overcharge shot. So what we do is we Bull's Rush right as it comes out. This is it here. And he sees himself back, but we evade the thing because of the Bull's Rush. But because he evades himself back, we don't get the knockdown, which is a bit of a shame. Anyway, so as soon as I see their support, I pull back a bit, because why would I need to be there? Also, the Photon Blitz, it's irrelevant. I don't need to stand there. But the easiest way to kill Hollows is just to out-kite them while they're in Forge and then turn around and kill them afterwards. So here we go. Now we turn it back on him. He has support, so I'm not anticipating this to go too well. In fact, he's hit me really hard. Wow, okay, so I actually went down there. But once again, actually, if you look here at how my team has been pulled through, I got instant mercied there. We're actually free capping mid now, and we can take the graveyard fight. I mean, I don't mind mid fighting a graveyard. I actually prefer it on this build. So watch how everybody forms a line. It's good. It's high quality play here. I've been the lowest quality here, to be honest. It's baiting myself into actually dying to that supported Hollow. So here we're just pulling away. We don't know if he's still following us with an Elixir S stealth or whatever. So instead, we're just pulling up here. I'm pretty confident with them over there. I'm going to help the warrior. So I get jumped by the thief. Now, immediately I notice he's on SD. So SD thieves are kind of scary if they can get you an open field. So I'm going to take the attempt at the burst. Now, what I could do is kite up here so he can't really do anything too easy to me. Or I can go somewhere else, try and get back towards my team. I take the kite up here. And you'll notice I'm actually 2v1 here. I've been jumped by the Mesmer as well. I let this thing scare me off a bit too much, but at the end of the day, there is some great sword stuff here. So now he's gone into his stolen ability. So just to be clear, rifle warriors and longbow warriors are always at a disadvantage in PvP, purely because thieves will always counter them from stealing projectile reflex. Always, 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 always. And it's funny because when you run axe, obviously you don't get to reflect, but thieves do. So this is really bad. Now, I've been forced to greatsword for this, essentially. I've also got evades and all this other stuff. I will say, you can still quite easily kill thieves with a very good rifle butt. I have a lot of games showing that off. I don't know whether this will be one, but a good rifle butt is an excellent way to get through this. Bull's Rush, obviously, is great too. Counter of Rampage. But most thieves will see that. The rifle butts are the really juicy ones, though. And then you can... Because what a rifle butt allows you to do is to then immediately go into an adrenaline hit straight away afterwards. Anyway, so there's the Bull's Rush and straight into a GSF1. I've still got to be careful here. And I like this, by the way, because it's allowing my team to get up to some extent, as long as I can survive. We do have sides, right? So all I've got to do is just sort of survive right now. That's the whole game. So I rush up here. We know that the thief might come towards us. There he is. And we remember he's on swords, so what can't you do on swords? You can't port to certain places. So we stand here, and when we target him, you'll see he's actually already on his reverse. So he can't use that anyway, but he can't steal to us. So he's just kind of standing there, letting us haze him. I think here, when he used this, he was going to try and steal to me, honestly. And I think he's just spamming skill 3 there, which is brilliant because it doesn't work. He gets no valid path. So he comes close. We could have rifle butted him off there, but he actually managed to get the stun through. But he's fallen down. Big problem for him now because he's got to come all the way up and around. This is really slippery, this terrain. And I've got a rifle out. So, here I swapped to GS. Bad move. I could have really dealt with that there. I don't know if he was going to manage to get up or something. So I take the hill. Swap back to rifle. We see that he's in bandit's defense from the greatsword throw. So we just delay a second. And then when the bandit's defense runs out, we gunflame him. And why is he standing there like a moron, not doing anything? It's because he doesn't know the terrain properly. That's all it is. We kill under the res. We wait for the full counter. And then we use the F1. It didn't work. It got procced early. So I dodge rolled to stop it getting stunned. I got 5-round support here. We could push up to the node. I don't particularly relish fighting a Spellbreaker. You can kill Spellbreakers, but not if they're any good or they're actually... You got to... With a bit of support from the 5-round, who knows what can happen, right? But more often than not, having an ally is just going to bait out full counters you otherwise wouldn't have dealt with. So anyway, we gunflame him there, and we do get that kill on that one. But generally speaking, if you have a lot of respect for the people you're fighting, I would always try and peel away from a Spellbreaker. I would never rotate into one because they're more duelist oriented. So here, the fight on Blitz, we outrange. We take a regular kill shot. He dodge rolls. I just knock him back. I know that I don't want to fight him in close quarters like that, so we just pull back to our support. We don't need anything else, really. Force him to push into this hungry location. It's going to be a 3v3 here, as you can see. And now I'm outnumbered, I notice, with the Thief. Well, the last time this worked really well, so I'll just come straight back here. See if he follows me. I think he decides not to, but we have to wait for him to appear on the map somewhere. There's a warrior. The respawning warrior is behind me again. Here I was trying to get through him the other way, but rush obviously isn't an evade, so it doesn't work. So I pull back, and he interrupts me during it, right? This I don't like at all, because that guy could just push to my close now, and he'd win that. The warrior greeding for me is such a mistake right now. If the warrior chasing me went to close, I wouldn't have followed him, because I can't actually fight that. And he could have just got his team back into the game. Instead, he pulls me here, and I kite him towards my Thief. Where we double rifle him down. I love playing this build because it feels like it's the age of rifles. NG's on rifle, Deadeye's memeing around on rifles is brilliant, man. And then me on the rifle as well. It feels so good when you get a good Deadeye using their rifle at the same time as you are. You can get some really ridiculous stuff. But by the time we get back to mid, you notice it's looking really bad. So I chain evades to just pull away. I want to see who's coming at me. I take the F1 because, again, I don't know if the Sword Thief's on me still. The Hollow's here. I'm really loving this spot on this game, apparently. If it's successful once, you got to spam it, guys. And once again, look, why did that guy die so fast? Because I'm killing him with the other rifle, the Deadeye on the rifle instead. We try and take our second Gunflame just because the Berserk's going to drop me. May as well try it. But the Chrono manages to get the dodge. Decision on where to go now. This is a mistake from me, I think. Oh, I don't know. We got the mid decap. I do think this is a mistake. They don't need me here as well. I mean, it is a Chrono. So the added pressure from having the warrior here too might be nice. And we did eventually get it. But I don't know. I think I should have stayed mid on that. Here I cleave this down because I don't want it to rally or do anything nasty against the boss, which I've seen my teams engaged on. And now I want to kill the boss really quickly. It CCs me, which is pretty annoying. I want to deal with that as fast as possible. Bull's rushing to finish that off is kind of nasty as well. I noticed that Close has been decapped. So I go with the Thief because I don't... He might be able to win this 1v1, to be honest. I don't know. It's kind of frustrating on Forest, though, for any rifled Deadeye. And he's against a Hollow, right? So I think this is a really worthwhile plus. We've already had some good kills together. But then the support comes back to... sorry, he's not even support, is he? Yeah, he is. He's just running Doom's Final Rest. He looked like a Necro for a second there. I was like, wait, what? There was a Necro in this game? So basically, yeah, I come up, but then the support does too. And this I don't agree with. I like that the Thief now rotates off because me supported over here is fine. He's doing a lot of pressure. Is he just an F1 or is his build actually more of an aggressive one? Anyway, so yeah, we take full cap. We've had consistent stretches of the game on 2 cap here. So yeah, now I look for him to re-engage. We stay. We're going to be asked to 1v1 the Hollow here. I don't know how this will go. Hollows can be scary, definitely, especially when I'm forced into close quarters. I just accept for granted that this is going to get neutralized here, right? I don't really care much more than that. I just don't want to get killed at the same time. We force him off the node, which is nice. We can take the F1 through the pillar, but the height will mean it won't land, so we have to drop down. We take the Bull's Rush onto him. I look at the minimap and see I've got a Mesmer incoming. We can keep pushing. But he stealths and he gets away. Hopefully the Mesmer can finish that off, and I'm going to take the full cap. The enemy team did very well here. They managed to re-neutralize far, secure mid. Here I see the Hollow coming back in. So I get off the node, and we outrange his Photon Blitz. Now I Rampage, because I think he's going to be weak. Elixir S. This is like the most frustrating thing about fighting Hollows at the moment. They always just Elixir S and then Elixir S again, even if you've got a good situation. So that would have been so juicy, right? Well, basically here what I do is I Berserk, and I'm trying to Gunflame over the wall, and I take the jump. I never pointed this out on a lot of other games, but quite often the jump before a hit is really important. So let's watch this again. We drop out. We Signet, all right? So this is very premeditated to do this. He's got his wall up, but we're shooting him from behind, so it would have been fine. And now what we're going to do is we're going to Rampage, Berserk, jump. At the height of our jump, release the bullet. There. And then the bullet's going to... And this would have killed him. This would have been so juicy, guys. Ah! But it got obstructed on like this tiny-ass little rock. It's so lame. So we don't get the kill. I'm still not threatened at all. I got balls rush and everything here. He had stab for that. I get prime lighted. Oh dear. So actually I go down here. Mesmer just, I don't know, was the Mesmer still busy capping that? Do I get stomped and everything? No, okay, so he didn't have stab for that too. Mesmer, I think, popped his Shatter F3, which will have ripped some stab. I don't know 100%. You guys can pause the video if you want to see. So the Thief's here now. This is really bad, and I'm kiting in the wrong direction. I take some hits on him. Did we actually kill him? Bandit's defense. Oof, basically saved by Bandit's defense there. I stay aggressive, because staying aggressive on that guy keeps me away from the others. Probably bad, because I kited away from the Firebrand. What I think I should have done, as soon as I saw the Thief, is go back up on the rocks near where the, you know, the archway is, and standing on that. I get mercied. One of them goes down. I take a ton of stab. 4 stab there from the stomp over everyone. And now we sort of push back through. The enemy team, nonetheless, has equalized really well, because they've kept us tied up on close here. This is a really good showcase, by the way, of just how nasty and strong Hollow can be, and how much more capable it is, how much faster it moves, basically everything. I mean, it is kind of nuts, to be honest. So yeah, anyway, he pulls out. He's still chasing me. We outrange the net shot, and with that, he turns around. I have my adrenaline. I'm happy to take a fight here now. We can dodge out of that. This is the good intro on a Hollow. If you can force them into the Elixir S, you're in a good situation. I don't have the extra adrenaline here, though. A weapon swap gives me F1 on Greatsword. And if that had crit, which it totally should have, I even had Fury. If that crit, the Hollow would be dead right now, and we could kite away while the ally reses the body. Generally, pretty bad play there from me, to be honest. I don't know really what I'm doing. I should have thought more about where I was going and who I was playing with. My Thief came to support, was probably going to stealth the body or something, but didn't have the time, because I didn't give them the time. My team on my boss, instead of pushing up towards the mid node, liable to getting stolen. The Hollow's there, attempting to steal it. The Hollow gets the steal. So a complete waste of time on all parts. Over on Far, I guess I could have rotated over to support at Far at this point, but I think he wants to be 1vx right now. So here, this is super annoying. I'm standing still, not using WSD, and I trigger the volley, but it cancel casts, which that shouldn't happen. My character should turn around and face the target. If you're not holding WSD when you utilize that, didn't matter in the end, but pretty clunky feeling thing about the rifle, to be honest. And that's the thing. Rifle's just got so many of these skills feel vaguely dead so often. Anyway, so yeah, we take some attempted bursts. He distorts. I'm kind of interested in playing this Chrono build. I don't know. How fun it is. Anybody got any experience with this at the moment? I'd love to hear how you feel the Chrono's doing in the current landscape. We take the Rampage. I just feel like I wouldn't be able to swing things enough on it right now. I don't know where the true advantage of it is. So anyway, we kill him there with the retail from the support. We're still just ahead because they keep trickling into these engagements. If they'd consolidated their 2-cap a while ago, I mean, we would have had the luxury of getting towards mid a bit more, certainly. But I don't think our lead would have been so heavy. But the lead is closing, right? Basically, what this is an opposite of what I showed you at the start of this video. So I showed you Coliseum, where it's a close-ish mid-fight, a fun mid-fight, and then the enemy team just gives up because they lost at the outset. This team lost at the outset, but kept fighting for it. And watch how the entire way through the game, they've been closing that gap. If this game went to 600 points instead of 500, 700 points, 650, they probably very possibly could have won because they've been in the dominant position for the longer period of time. I actually think the enemy team's been playing better than us for the longer period of time. This is frustrating because I'm just on the wrong weapon set and I've dropped my adrenaline and everything. So there he's he reflects me and his own Bassi so that's a cool like flavor thing there, I think. So anyway, he jumps me, we roll back through him, we pull up. Yeah, he reflects one of my bullets and coats it with his Basilisk Venom. We get the max range rush there. We get that extra, like, 100 range or something. I go for the regular kill shot. He blocks it with Bandit's Defense, which saves his life. Just by the way, Bandit's Defense the save there. But I'm still feeling very confident, and I can even get mid from underneath him right now. But then we see that he has a support, so I come back up here. If he wants to fight me, I don't want the Firebrand anywhere near him. Counter with a Bull's Rush, and he's been running for so long, we know he can't do anything. You did see he actually popped Signet of Agility there when he was knocked down. So I don't know whether he's actually a good thief, because what was most likely to have happened there is he just popped it because it was available, thinking it was a stun break when it's not. But yeah, so there you go. Pretty fun game that we win, but generally we're not the superior team, I think, there. But there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks very much for watching Game of the Day. I'll be back for maybe a couple more of these if I can find some other good games. And then we'll see what we move on to, because, yeah, I have been a bit winded with my enthusiasm for it. So anyway, cheers, everybody. Catch you next time.